But then the flip side of that conversation is Oregon tiny slot receiver Tez Johnson, who had just a weird profile that he put together. So, number one, he shows up at 5'9, 154 pounds. 154 pounds, basically as light as you're ever going to find an NFL player at any position. He then runs a 4.55 in his first run. Now, he got that down to a 4.51, I think, but 4.5 flat, let's say, at 154 pounds is bad. The 10-yard split wasn't lightning either. Like, he looked like he got out quickly, but the 10-yard split was average to above average for that kind of size. His shuttle was solid, pretty good, but not like, blow the doors away for that side. But then he runs a 6.65 3-cone, which is really good, like legit speed, and hit the highest top speed of any wide receiver during the drills. So not the top speed of the 40, but during, the route running drills, the gauntlet, all that kind of stuff, right? He was the guy on a go route that clocked the highest top speed during that stuff. So you've got this weird profile of a guy who ran bizarrely slow. Everyone's going, this guy's lightning, but runs a 4.5 without a lightning fast 10-yard split, blazing fast 3-cone, not blazing fast anything else. And then actually, when you put the tracker on him, he was also the fastest guy during the drills. No idea what you do with that. None.
So when you're watching Tez, didn't you always feel like he was quicker than fast anyway, or did you think he was just both?
I thought he had deep speed as well, which apparently he does if you measure it by tracking data. But I think the reason I would put him down as a loser from the combine from this, number one, that's just such a confused profile that I think a bunch of teams are going to be, I don't know what that is. Number two, I think it does limit him now to gimmick slot role, which is, remember the question when he's getting Tank Dell comps, right? The difference between him and Tank Dell, who also had a slightly screwy workout profile in terms of speed and stuff, was we know Tank Dell can play deep, right? We know he has a full route tree and can do a bunch of different things. We don't really know that about Tez yet. And I don't think he's going to get that opportunity based off this profile.
Tank ran 4.49. I mean, we're really talking 200.
But he did have a much faster 10-yard split. Now it's a much smaller number difference-wise.
1.5, yeah.
Right. Fast. And that was also the year, remember, where the numbers weren't quite adding up in terms of like the 10s and the 40s weren't matching like across the board. And everyone was like, I don't know if those 40s are like legit.
It's a different position, but I will remind people about Bucky Irving's underwhelming combine last year. And again, this is agenda driven because I like Tez Johnson. I think it might be too much to project him as Tank Dell, because I think you make a great point. We've seen more of the versatility from Tank in college and at the Senior Bowl, and then it projected to the NFL. Tez might be a slot only, but I do think his quickness will play, just like Bucky Irving ran 4.55 at 195 pounds last year. 5'9", 195, supposed to be a scat back, and he runs 4.55. Not overwhelming as far as the 10-yard split or the jumps, right? None of the jumps were that good. 32-inch vertical,
right? That's
nothing. And then Bucky Irving gets out there and he looks like the most dynamic player on the field for the Bucs in the second half of the season. So, there's always a little bit of the, proceed with caution when you see some of this. And they were teammates at Oregon, Tez and Bucky.
I tweeted this out, but it's one of my favorite stats of the weekend. Tez Johnson and Miami's Xavier Restrepo were exactly the same height, 5'9" or 5'9" and 7/8, right? So basically 5'10". Restrepo was 55 pounds heavier than Tez Johnson. That's a ludicrous for the same position, and not just like same in the way that DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett are the same position. Like, they will have the same role in the NFL in terms of you're both going to be slot guys, right? And one outweighs the other by 55 pounds at the same height. I can't think of like a disparity like that at that kind of size before.
It's one of my favorite things about you is always finding out those the size discrepancies or anomalies, we'll say.
And Restrepo, by the way, like 209 at 5'10 effectively is running back size. Like, he's legitimately built like Barry Sanders.
Did he run? Did I miss that last night? I was driving home.
He didn't run.
Okay, because he feels like he's 4.7 on film, which is fine.
Right.
Because I think he just knows how to get open. He's going to be another interesting one. So him and Tez are like the productive, they're slots only. Are they going to go in the 4th round now? Tez? Is he going to go in the 3rd round? I mean, but like they could be really good football players. So I think they're a winner for some team, I think, where they're going to fall, but they're going to get good football. A team's going to get good football players.
Yeah. Loser of the combine still doesn't mean he won't be a good player. Thanks for watching all the way to the end of our video.
For more great content, click here to subscribe and here to watch another video. We'll see you again soon.